Fucked and drank all night, acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight, tonight. Fucked and drank all night, acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight, tonight. Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay, today, today. Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay, today, today. First I didn't think that I was cutting off to bleed. Then I saw my secrets getting swallowed by the sea. Through a telescope, I saw a diamond glow. How you brought me home, I guess I'll never know. With God as my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires into dry wood. Started off as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you. With God as my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires into dry wood. Started off as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you. Empty dark road, driving up the hill, looking at the girl, hand barely on the wheel. Got nowhere to go, but we can take it slow. How you brought me home, I guess I'll never know. God is my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires at the dry wood. Started off as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you. It's all on you. I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the special media broadcast of the MXL Pro World Championship. In the booth with me tonight, I got the man, Matt Watts. How we doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Glad to be up here again.
Yeah, I
It's
always love
always a
having you.
pleasure.
Always love having you in the booth. I know working on a few things, just trying to get kind of the stream just better and better each and every week. And every time we do this, I feel like we do get better. See a few familiar faces hanging out in the chat with us. What up, Pressure? How we doing, brother? Saying it feels good to be already in bed early. Yeah, don't blame you there. That SIRL on a Sunday night drags out quite long. Got the man Toxic in here. What is going on, Toxic? Got
I
Thunder.
see Transcend is in here.
What up, Transcend? One of the Norm's co-homies hanging out with us tonight.
Strider says, "How we doing, boys? We're doing good. We're doing good. The seats are comfortable up here."
Special, what do you prefer to be called? Special ed, special media? So, I mean, probably special. That's probably the best way to go about it. So special media is obviously the broadcasting booth, but in the bikes world, I'm a special ed rider for that Norms Co team. Yeah, Chase hanging out in here with us as well. Bunch of guys hanging out in here already. We're not even running here yet. I know qualifying is already finished up. Was able to kind of keep an eye on some of those qualifying times. Guys were absolutely flying out there tonight and put a few laps down. And I mean, these guys are 6-7 seconds faster than what I was at. Yeah, can't complain. Monday night, hanging out. To get to watch a pro class, an absolutely stacked pro class. Race some great racing. I know the previous few weeks we have had some just unbelievable content. I mean, these guys neck and neck. I mean, I think last week we had probably the top 15 guys within 20 seconds of each other. Like that's unheard of. A few questions. Who was top quali? Top quali was Kozak on that AEO canvas. Ran a 140.293. Right behind him, not far off, was Chase with the Cold Hearts hanging out in the chat there with us. Got Brad on the LMC CDS. I think we're already hearing that horn going off. Rico,
Yeah, we
not
are
wasting
loading in the
any
gate.
time here. Gonna get these guys moving. I see Kozak doesn't even have a sit button. That is absolutely crazy. See if we can get this thing cooking over here. For some reason, my POV is not populating. There it goes. All right, let's get this rolling here. We got the pro class. Guess you could argue this is the MX1, but they are on 250s. Let's see if we can maybe get a little shot up here from the tower. I'm already hearing revs going up. Looks like 30-second board going down. Who is going to grab our hole shot for the MX Pro class? Moto number 1. Gate is down as we get racing for tonight. Decently long straightaway into a pretty sweepy left-hander. There's going to be some carnage around that outside. Looks like number 282 of Shark on the AEO canvas is going to grab our early hole shot. But it does look like Chubbs on that MXL Cloud KTM is going to get out front early. He has got Chase, Pingu, Coballs, Brad, see the man Kozak in there as well, Bates, Tyrone, Adam, Seawalk, Parker, must be Aiden, Bechtel, kind of buried in the back. We know he is a top rider. Same with G-Rob, still buried a little bit in this early lap number 1. Just seeing if we had any top names back here. Toxic Smud's another strong rider buried in the back. Handy
Yeah, Brock
packs.
W's back here a little ways.
Ooh, and Transcend. Looks like he is going to be our last person coming through there, as these guys are already way out in front of the rest of this pack. Chubbs still leading these guys on this early lap here. Has Chase with the Cold Hearts, like I said, qualifying second, running in that number 2 position. Pingu, who I believe was about 7th in qualifying, running in number 3, but looks like he may have had a bit of a mistake. It's going to allow Brad, Coballs, and Kozak to get around him. Seawalk now moving his way up into that number 7 position. Man, Pingu must have had a big mistake, falling all the way back there. Probably almost 10th place now. We jump over here to the finish line, watching as these guys come through on the first lap. Chubbs is going to grab that green flag. Chase right on his tail. Brad not letting these guys go. Brad, a name that I haven't really seen much, but he was 3rd fastest in qualifying, as he is following Chase on that Cold Hearts gas. Chase, one of those guys that's been trying all different bikes, seeing what he can get to work, as he's going to make the pass up the inside on Chubbs. Looks like Brad is going to follow him right into that number 2 spot. Chubbs going from that number 1, falling back to 3rd. Riders choosing to go to that outside. It's an interesting line. Nobody's going for the triple to the inside. Brad looking for a smoother line. Has a good drive up the inside. Checks up. Lets Chase get that inside preferred line. But is going to charge into this next turn. And it looks like he's going to get the pass made on Chase. Two guys that are absolutely have the speed to be running here in this top spot. We're still waiting to see where the rest of our top guys are. Kozak, rider that has been very dominant in this series so far, sitting back in 6th. Actually, Seawalk on that Normsco team getting around him as well. Starting to put a charge now on Coballs. Coballs, a name that we really haven't seen in here either, but we recognize the team, Cold Hearts, as Chase, his teammate there. We have seen a lot of... Oh, and Seawalk makes a mistake.
Seawalk goes down.
Oh. An unlucky turn there for Seawalk, but gets up quick, gets moving, as he has Adam Bechtel, Bates, and Zeke, Shark, Lochi still chasing behind him. Bolin, Dizzle, Omnipotent, G-Rob, Brock W switching up to the Kawasaki. Strider, Handy Packs, Transcend starting to make his way up through, as we see Pingu still having a bit of issues as he's going to go flying. Leonard, Tyrone kind of bringing up the rear there. If we can't jump back out here towards the front, as we can see Chubbs, Chase, and Brad on the LMC CDS Husqvarna. Here in the Netherlands, not too far from the home of these Austrian bikes, and they are making it work for them tonight. If we can kick it over to your perspective here, take a little onboard view.
Kozak managed to get around Coballs here and is starting to pull a pretty big gap.
Yeah, these guys absolutely flying. It looks like Brad may have a cut or two. Trying to see if I can get our live timing up here real quick while we're on your camera. Trying to see if we have any cuts or anything that's going to come into play. Does not look like we have any cuts as of right this second. Chubbs starting to get left in the dust just a little bit by our two front runners, Brad and Chase. These three are kind of just about 2 to 3 seconds apart and riding strong. Kozak still trying to make that charge back into that
Handy
number.
Packs goes down over here.
That's
He's
amazing how
back
far
up
these
and going.
guys they've already put on some really fast riders. Like I said, Brock W buried back there in 16th, Dizzle in 15th, Omnipotent back there in 14th. We're watching. We can jump back over here to Brock W trying to make his way back through the pack. You're seeing him making some passes here. Bechtel gonna take out Bolin with him. Omnipotent's gonna grab a two-piece there. Balls on that Cold Hearts.
Oh, Brad goes down and Chase is now in lead.
Oh, did Chase? Oh yeah. Yeah, Brad must have had a big mistake here. Now has his hands full with Kozak starting to get him in sight. Brad, who we thought was going to start running away with this, actually makes that bobble chase on that gas. Going to get out here in front. Already has about 5 seconds on the rest of the pack. Looks like
Brad goes
Chubbs.
down again.
Ooh,
Tough luck for Brad.
going to be an easy position there for Kozak as he is charging his way towards the front here. Kozak, Brad, after a few mistakes, has Cobal's not too far behind him there. Is Chase already pulling about a 5.5 second lead up and over the man Chubbs, who was our early moto leader. This track is a very demanding track. It's really no places to rest. Takes a lot of focus, a lot of concentration to get clean laps here. I think fastest lap is actually going to be Brad with a 141.28. Just behind him is going to be Chase. Only about a couple tenths of a second off of Chase there. I see my pops hanging out in the chat too. We still have Chase running away with this 6.5 seconds now up and over Chubbs on that MXL Cloud KTM. Still has Kozak charging hard, trying to make his way as far up as he can. Brad, who we saw as the early leader, making a few mistakes, falling back. Cobal's kind of in no man's land here. We look back for Zeke and Bates in that 6th and 7th position. Shark, who grabbed our whole shot, sitting about 8th now, and Adam on that AOMX in 9th. Seawalk on that Normsco running in that top 10 position. Brock W still charging strong up to that 11th position. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Brock W was our overall winner last week at Lakewood. He is definitely trying to make a charge towards the front. We know he has the pace to do so. Coming overseas here to Netherlands, definitely a little different riding style. We have a battle now between Zeke and Bates, still battling out there for that number 6 and 7 spot. Shark and Adam still charging strong, trying to catch those guys. And Seawalk just trying to run away from the hard charging Brock W on the AEO Canvas Kawasaki. Let's see if we can jump back out to our leader here. Chase still riding very strong, hitting his marks about 8.5 seconds now up and over Chubbs. He is up and over that Black Label tabletop, coming back down that mechanics area, getting the pit board, letting him know the gap that he has. Staying low over that finish line jump. Still waiting to see where Chubbs is. It looks like we're starting to see Kozak creeping into the picture here. I think Kozak has 2 seconds of cuts and Chubbs has 1. Both riders putting very fast lap times down. Does look like Kozak was going to be our fastest last lap guy there. Pressure, I will definitely have to take a look at that as we get a little bit of intermission here. After this moto number 1, we still have about 9 minutes left. I see Joman hanging out in the chat with us too. What is going on, brother? Another Normsco guy. Out here supporting, cheering on Seawalk and Transcend. Transcend's starting to make his way up a little bit there, up into that 20th position. Like I said, this is an absolutely stacked class tonight. A lot of top 250 ARL pros in here. As we are seeing Kozak go to work on Chubbs now. Matt, are we seeing any deform or anything yet? It seems like the track's holding up quite well.
The track is holding up phenomenal. Not seeing a whole lot of deform, a little bit in some of these sharper turns where people are able to kind of rail them pretty hard, but other than that, we are holding up strong.
It's definitely a different bit of a pace from Lakewood last week, with some of that E-Road really coming into play and changing up some of the lines. Does not look like we're going to have too many line changes as we get into the later side of Moto number 1 and Moto 2. Kozak still hunting down Chubbs here at about a
These
second.
two guys, they are just on rails over here.
I mean, just the consistency is crazy. I mean, the top 3 guys all running only, what, 0.4 difference of each other.
Yeah, there's not a lot of difference here. It's really all going to come down to consistency.
I was going to
Who
say,
can
if
keep it on two wheels?
yeah, most definitely. We see a different line choice there between Kozak and Chubbs. We're probably going to see it again here. Yep, Chubbs going wide. Kozak choosing to dive to that inside as they go up and over that Ace Moto table. I said both these guys battling out, both very fast top riders. It's a great ride for Chubbs, though. Great to see him up on the podium position as we sit right now. These guys already breaking almost 25 seconds on the rest of the pack. Guys absolutely flying. We have Chase coming back over that finish line for another lap. Has about 6 minutes left in Moto number 1. Chubbs and Kozak still battling it out between that second and third position. Neither rider making a mistake. Both pushing the lap times as well. Once again, only about 0.4 seconds of a difference between the two on that last lap. Starting to see Chase get into some lap traffic. We'll have to see if riders are able to move out of his way for him.
Oh, Kozak comes in on Chubbs and he's trying to take it. And does he get it? He gets the drive over it. And now Kozak is in front of Chubbs, taking the number 2 spot.
I say we'll have to see if Chubbs is able to mount a charge back here and make a pass. This is the time to strike, is early. Right when he gets around you, try and make that charge and get right back around him. We'll have to see a couple, like I said, a couple different line choices. We'll see if Chubbs picks up on those. Like I said, their lap times were almost spot on together, so both these guys absolutely charging, pushing the lap times as fast as they can here.
Just got to point out our hole shot winner earlier went down in that first turn after receiving the hole shot and was a good ways back. He's made himself all the way back to 4th place now.
Oh, wow. Dark, yeah, he's absolutely flying. Maybe we'll try and go see the rest of the pack, as we still have about 4.5 minutes left in this. See if we can get a little run through. There is Shark on that AEO Canvas KTM. Like you said, making a strong ride back here after a few mistakes early on. Has Adam of that AOMX, Coballs, Brock W still charging hard. Oh, Brock W is going to make a mistake and go down. is going to allow Bates to get by him on that Slebco Visions Yamaha. Tyrone still riding really strong. I believe he might be a lapper, actually. Seawalk there in that 9th position on that Normsco KTM. Got the snow white with the Zin gear. Looks like Seawalk's getting in the mood for Christmas there.
You gotta give it up to them Normsco guys, man. They really got some slick setups most days. Or should I say every day?
I was going to say, I don't think we see very often that they don't have just awesome kits. I know a lot of other people have sent stuff in, but
Oh,
unfortunately some...
Kozak goes down.
Ooh, really?
He's back on the track now.
You followed him?
Yep, I'm right here with him. He
Transition
went
on
off.
over to you there.
He had went off the track. He's back up and going again, trying to get right back up to Chubbs, as he doesn't have too much of a gap there. Can he pull it off with 2.5 minutes left?
Looks like Chase finding his groove here on that gas gas. I believe he is the only man on the gas gas in the entire lineup tonight. And he is almost 17 seconds ahead of Chubbs and Kozak. They said these guys no slouch at all, and Chase just absolutely flying. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Chase is a ARL champion, so it is no surprise by me that he is putting the work, getting out front. He is making his way through some lap traffic. Looks like he is now lapped, oh man, up to 20th. He's getting around Dizzle here. Going to be setting his sights on Ryan, and that Race Tech MXL RC. A little bobble from him. I said going to allow Chase to like lap him there. It's now going to be lapping up to 17th. We still have a minute and a half plus 2 to go.
Looks like Kozak's starting to slowly pull that gap back.
Let's see if we can jump back on board with these guys. We were watching these guys come back across that start straight. Chubb's still riding strong. Got his bike and boots, but does not look like we have the rest of his gear set. And then we have Kozak's gear set, but not his bike, so. Racing out here in the Netherlands. It's nice, different bit of a different pace from some of the US tracks. See pressure in the chat, heading to bed. Have a good night, brother. Definitely excited to take a look at what you sent me there. We are seeing Chubbs and Kozak battling it out still for that number 2 spot. Omnipotent, a lapper going down hard there. Just another quick run through on the list. Chase with that Cold Hearts gas. Chubbs on that MXL KTM. Kozak on the AEO Canvas. Shark, his teammate.
Ooh, Chubbs makes a mistake. Kozak gets right back around him now, taking that number 2 spot.
Chase, wait a minute. Chase is now only 7 seconds. They can see Chase. Chase is right here.
He is right there.
Wonder if he got tangled up with some lap traffic. This is going to allow Kozak and Chubbs to be charging in now with only about 3 laps to go. Going to get that 2 lap card as we come across the finish line. As it sits right now, Chase only about 4.5 seconds up on Chubbs. Like I said, there is a couple cuts in there. It looks like Kozak may have about 4 seconds of cuts. It's definitely going to come to bite him as we get down into these last few laps. Chase able to make it through some of these lappers. It looks like he still has another pack in front of him. Chubbs must have had a little mistake coming through that final turn before the finish. Sliding just a little bit back from these guys. They're making their way through. Ford shot, like I said, another lapper, and it gets trickier and trickier as you catch up to these guys. They all get faster, and these guys are starting to race for points here. So for Chase, this is some critical time to make some quick passes. As Kozak has him in his sights now. They are in the same turn and same straightaway. Only 2 laps to go. And Lapper's going to get in Kozak's way, going to slow him down just a little bit. Where is Chubbs? Look at the pack of riders as these guys are trying to battle for the win here in the last 2 laps. Looks like Chase is going to have a little bit of fresh air as he gets around Toxic here in just a second. Kozak makes his way through the main pack of these lap riders. Just for example, these guys are now lapping up into the top 20, so every position matters when it comes to points here. Chase gets around Toxic, another homie that hangs out in the chat with us quite a bit, so big shout out to him there. Like I said, Kozak still riding really strong, trying to charge down Chase. Chubbs on that MXL Cloud.
Still lingering back here as he was riding behind that pack, but some of them seem to have gone down, allowing him to get by them.
And Chase grabbing that white flag about 6 seconds now up over Kozak. Like I said, there is some cuts involved here. I think Chubbs is now going to have 3 seconds, so that is going to make that battle for the second position a lot more interesting. Chase just trying to get that gas to the end. Ryder goes down on that inside. Another one as Chubbs gets through there. I said Kozak can still see Chase, but Chase got through some of those lappers just a little cleaner than he did.
Looks like they got an open track now for just a little bit. Let's see what Kozak can do.
We're going to keep an eye here on Chase on this final lap. He's trying to make that Cold Hearts gas work and get him all the way to the end. I would say this is where Chase really starts to shine, but after folding almost a 20-second lead on the rest of this group, he's starting to put a charge back. Makes a little mistake on that outside, able to regroup relatively cleanly. He's only got about 3 turns left. Kozak can still see him there, hoping for a mistake out of Chase. Up and over that black label tabletop one more time. 2 turns to go. Chase can be heading towards the finish line here. And the MXL Pro Class Moto number 1 is going to go to Chase on that Cold Hearts gas. Kozak on that AEO Canvas. KTM coming in second. Chubbs, after fighting through a lot of that lap traffic, coming across in that number 3 spot. We're keeping an eye out for our man Shark. Was our whole shot winner. He said had a few mistakes early on, but able to make his charge back up to that number 4 position. We're seeing if we can see him here. Almost 40 seconds back from our top 3 riders. Guy's absolutely flying. There he is, Shark on that AEO Canvas. KTM coming across the line in 4th. Obal is only a few seconds off of him on that Cold Hearts.
What a good ride from Shark, huh?
That was phenomenal. Bates on that Slebco Visions coming across in 6th. Still keeping an eye out. Tyrone, good ride from him, but unfortunately a lap down. Adam on that AOMX PPFS KTM coming across in number 7. Seawalk on that Normsco KTM coming across in 8th. Great ride for him. Brock W Strider Visuals going 9th and 10th. Strider actually going to have Brock W on cuts there. Still looking for Bull, and there's MXB Aiden coming across in 11th.
Across.
Boland in 12th. Zeke, Lochi, 13th, 14th. Parker on that AOMX. I believe he is lap down there is Transcend in 15th. And our last rider on track, G-Rob on that MXL Cloud KTM. Absolutely flying here tonight. Like I said, Chase, great ride from him. Almost sold that 20-second lead. Able to get it done, though. Let's see, we got that MXL. Oh, well. Like they're going to reset here. Head back, get the bikes clean, get some water in the rider. See if we can't find that MXL bike here. If you guys don't know, every week MXL hands out a free custom gear set and a custom bike. They also are doing suspensions from Cloud. So if you guys did not know that, there is some prizes on the line each week. Additionally to that, for the championship, there is a purse. So for the pro class, I believe first place is about $100, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can just verify that here. Yeah, pro season jackpots, first place $120, second place $75, and third is going to be $50. So definitely some money on the line as riders pushing it here, and some absolutely flying guys in these classes. If you're an AM rider, make sure you're paying attention. Wednesday nights they do run an amateur class. And if we had any other here, oh, there's the man Seawalk in that Norms Co kit. Got that Zin Alpine Star kit. Got the Snow White KTM. I know these were a big hit in some of the other series. Love some of the specifics, just swapping out the N and Zin for that Normsco logo. Oh, he moved. I was trying to see what the warning label says there. Warning, this product may induce extra barking on the dirt scooter. These guys absolutely phenomenal, putting every little bit of detail. I mean, all the way down to the boots. I mean, these even have all of that on it as well. Big shout out to those guys over on the Normsco side. I know Coxie and Cog absolutely cooking when it comes to the bike setups. We got Thunder in here saying, you saying the Chubbs bike, your favorite bike you've ever made? I do love the KTM muck off kind of look. That is so cool. Should we start nitpicking? Is there things that are going to be off? Say, all right, you got the swing arm correct. I know a lot of people miss that. Foot pegs actually have some texture in. Logos are correct. I know Thunder's probably sweating right now. You wanted to do the Shock CDS. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, that would be tricky. I know there's ways to do it. It's probably in the metals. I'm probably not one to talk when it comes to a lot of that, but I know like some of the Normsco bikes, yeah, even there you can see the air filter through that plastics. Jinja saying there's 1 pixel off. Oh, bike looks phenomenal. I mean, I don't see anything that really jumps out or catches an eye, so great job on that bike there. All right, as we are getting ready to head into Moto number 2 in this MXL Pro Night. Chase is a big guy to be pushing for the the non-meta bikes. I know every week we see him, he is on a different bike testing and trying out new things. There's the man Transcend in that FXR Normsco gear. A canvas bike in there. Another one down here towards the inside. I believe that is Kozak right there. Chubbs. We got Brock W on that very inside. And there is Chase as revs are going up as we're getting ready to drop the gate for Moto number 2 here in MXL Pro class. Who is going to get the whole shot? Gate is down and we are racing here in the Netherlands. Looks like we see a couple KTMs out front early. Looks like it's going to be Kozak on that AEO canvas. A couple big hitters as we can see the top 3. Top 4 is going to be Chubbs on that MXL Cloud KTM. G-Rob, who we saw buried early in that first moto, up into the number 2. Chase on that Cold Hearts, winning moto number 1, already into second. Nathan Kozak, Adam, Brock W. Some big names already up early in this moto number 2. Leonard, Coballs, Bates, Strider Visuals, Tyrone, Zeke, Rain, Toxic, Smuds, MXB Aiden, Bolin, Handy Packs, Ford Shot, T Diddy, Dizzle. There's Seawalk buried in the back, Bechtel and Shark as well. A few riders that we saw in that top 10 absolutely buried on early in this lap number 1. It's so crucial to have a good start here in some of these races. Like I said, just how stacked these classes are really is going to dictate where you end up. Unless you are one of these top 3 riders, it is tough to make up time on the rest of the pack. It's Chase and Chubbs battling it out here. Who's going to grab the green flag on lap number 1? Kozak still sharking behind him here. Nathan, Brock W, Adam, Bates battling it out there between 4th to 7th and another pack of 4. Looks like Chubbs is going to grab the green flag on lap 1. Look at these riders. Top 3 only 0.4 seconds off each other as they are Dunlop to Dunlop as they are coming through the X-Cross table. 3 wide coming into the turn. Chase is going to have to go wide here. Kozak driving the inside. Chubb's going to draw the short straw and go down hard. Kozak and Chase battling now for the lead. Kozak going from 3rd to 1st in 1 turn. Chase not going to be too happy about that. Going to want to get back around him there. These guys absolutely flying. Just trying to take a look at some lap times when we come back around. Just kind of taking a look down there at the chat. This is moto number 2. These 2 guys here, Chase going 1st in moto number 1, Kozak 2nd. So these guys wanting to battle it out. Whoever wins this moto is going to take the overall. I believe Kozak is our points leader as well, so definitely matters for him to grab these moto wins. Both riders coming back across that start straight. They're coming through that mechanics area. Still only about 0.9 seconds off each other. See what lap times are looking like as we come back around to hit the finish line. All right. Does not look like timing and scoring is completely up to date.
No.
That was definitely not a 3.5 minute lap time. Ooh, gotta make sure you don't clip that Black Label Tough Block on that outside. That can wreak havoc on a lap. These guys already almost 7 seconds up over Chubbs and almost 10 plus seconds now over Brock W. Like I said, is a very strong competitor here in this 250 Pro class. They duck behind the trees there, coming back out over that Ace Moto table. Chase with a little mistake blows off the side of the track. This is going to give Kozak just a little bit of breathing room. We still have 15 minutes in this moto, so plenty of time for Chase to make up some ground. But we know Kozak, oh, and he makes a mistake and blows off the side of that corner. Oh, the little lead that he had is given back to Chase here. We're going to have to see if cuts come into play from those two mistakes. Starting to see some of these corners starting to erode. I don't think this track erodes too bad. So I don't know. It may end up actually speeding up lap times. If you guys are new here, we do stream every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button, getting those notifications when we're going live. Like I said, we do the SIRL Supercross on Sunday nights, MXL Pro Monday, TPR OCE MX1 on Tuesdays. And then we do the MXL Amateur Series on Wednesday nights. So make sure you guys are tuning in for those. If you guys are tired of seeing those ads as well, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. If you guys got Prime and you don't know, you get a free Prime subscription with Twitch. Really appreciate that. Like I said, it removes those ads for you, so you get to watch ad-free, and helps us out tremendously. Like I said, everything that's basically getting brought in from the stream is going to get rolled right back into it. At some point, hopefully going to be doing some maybe even giveaways and things of that nature. So all the support that you guys give to us, we're just going to try and give it right back. So as we jump back to racing here, though, Kozak about a 3-second lead over the man Chase, our Moto 1 winner. Brock W actually looks like he has gotten around Chubbs now for that number 3 spot. Brock W on that AEO Canvas Kawasaki. Like timing and scoring might be a little messed up there as we see Brock W and Chubbs go back another position by Bolin. Polar asking where Pingu is. Take a look back. Not seeing him on the list at least right away. Matt, are you able to see where Pingu is?
I don't even see him on the list.
Ooh. Means he might have backed out early. Lochi riding pretty decent here in this moto number 2. Seawalk starting to make a strong charge, already up to that 9th position. Bolin, oh, he had retired. That's why we saw a little bit of a, oh, he was kicked for cuts. Isn't Thunder Racing? Oh, no, that's Strider. Sorry. We're jumping here with Toxic and Cobal's battling it out here. These guys duking it out for what looks like to be, what's that, about 13th, 12th, 13th position here. Looks like Cobal's trying to make his way through.
Toxic, 13th. Transcend, 12.
Oh,
Forward
Cobal's
shot,
21st? I don't know
Yeah,
if he has a lot of cuts or
know. Toxic
does.
goes down. He's off the track.
Cobal's has about 7 seconds of cuts. There is Shark, who took 4th in moto number 1. But what we saw, he is a very strong rider and can make a late moto charge.
We're about to see how strong he is because he had a lot of bad luck off the start of this race. He was all the way back in 25th and has brought himself up to 12th place now.
Just taking a look at Transcend here. Riding real strong in that Normsco FXR KTM. Up into 11th position. Definitely a better ride in Moto number 2. He is chasing Tyrone on that Pro Vision Racing KTM. Jumping back over towards the front. Bates in that 5th position. And that Slipco Yamaha. There is Seawalk on that Normsco, followed by G-Rob on that MXL Cloud. Adam on that AOMX and Strider Visuals in 9th place there. That these guys absolutely flying. Like Transcend is going to get around Tyrone as we pan the camera away. As Cobalt still charging hard on that Cold Hearts Husqvarna, trying to make up the difference from his cuts there. And Shark buried back in 14th. Like Shark does have about 6 seconds of cuts as well, so that is not going to be good for the program as he is making the charge towards the front here. Rock W, though, still charging strong in that number 3 spot. About 20 seconds behind Chase and Kozak, who are only separated by about 5 seconds. Like Chase does have about 1 second of cuts, so looks probably more like an actual 5-second difference. Yeah, we do see Leonard in there, and 13th on the Suzuki. Don't see many of those. I've heard some good things, actually, about the Suzuki 250s, but it's just so hard to compare against some of these Austrian bikes. We're seeing Kozak and Chase absolutely bark on them. I believe Kozak, our fastest guy on the track so far, with a 141.3. So even with this E-Road, he is still running absolutely flying lap times. Chase actually had about a second faster of a lap last lap with a 144. Kozak with a 145.
Man's putting in a pretty good ride up here out front.
Say Kozak definitely not making too many mistakes. Let's go ahead and jump up to you for that leader camera. Instead about a 6-second lead over Chase, who is no slouch. As Chase makes a little bit of a mistake. Not going to get a strong drive out of that turn. That is definitely going to cost him there. Kozak comes up and over that AB Customs tabletop. Big shout out to the guys over at AB Customs. They're big supporters of the special media channel. Big shout out to Bryce over there. Like I said, he is serving overseas. It's kind of while we're mentioning that too, it's also Veterans Day. So any veterans out there, make sure you guys are saying happy Veterans Day. I said most of us here in the U.S., we wouldn't be hanging out here playing video games if it weren't for the service members. So definitely big shout out to any of the vets.
Got to really, really thank them guys, man. They put in the hard work for all of us.
They definitely do. Like I said, some of those guys out there, like I said, Bryce in Iraq currently, just out there keeping the peace. Like I said, so that we can hang out and play video games.
My heart goes out to those fellas in the uniforms, man. They're really making our lives a lot better. Some people might not understand that, but God bless them troops, man.
Say give some W Bryces or W vets in the chat. Like I said, big shout out to them. This is their day to be remembered. That any vets, fallen members, anything of that nature. But as we're taking a look here, Kozak getting about 9 seconds over Chase. Like I said, Chase had a few mistakes. So Chase going to have to mount a charges. We still have about 6.5 minutes left here in Moto number 2. As it sits right now, Kozak is going to take the overall win over Chase. You know, Chase wants to be on that top step of the podium and prove that he is the suspension guy and not just going to always be on the meta bike. There was talk that he was going to be on a Fantic this week, made the last minute decision to jump on the gas, and so far it seems like it is working for him. I know the gas may not be the most powerful, but because it is, he can carry the speed on the 250, especially with this track. I think he makes it work. Yeah, Cedric just pointing out, yeah, a lot of the World War vets, whether that's one or two, most of them not around with us anymore, unfortunately. Those guys, I would say, really gave it their all to to have the freedoms that we do. Ooh, and Chase makes a mistake. Chase goes down hard in the sand rollers. That is going to allow Kozak to just pull that lead even further. Does actually look like Chubbs got back around Brock W. It must have had a few mistakes from Brock W. Going to allow Chubbs back up into that number 3 spot on that MXL Cloud KTM. Brock W is going to have his hands full here in just a minute with Adam on that AOMX PPFS KTM. He is charging strong. Must have had a bad lap. Yeah, almost a 2-minute lap time from Brock W that last lap. A couple mistakes from him going to be pretty costly. As these guys come through, I believe the next rider is going to be Seawalk. He is almost 15 seconds behind there. There he is. Seawalk, MXB Aiden, and Shark battling out.
Ooh,
Brock
a little
W.
bobble from Kozak as he jumps off the track, but he gets right back on and going. So we're doing good over here.
So we're watching this battle right here. Looks like we got MXB Aiden, Seawalk, and Shark all battling it out for that 7, 8, and 9 spot. Looks like Bates is starting to get his hand into this as well. This goes all the way back to about 10th or 11th position. G-Rob unfortunately had a few mistakes, going to slide back out of that 8th spot as soon as they cross timing and scoring. Jinja in the chat calling Shark out. Does twist the grip. Oh, and Seawalk. Oh my god, I do not know how he did not crash there. What a phenomenal save from Seawalk there, as Shark is going to get that pass made. Oh, and Shark gets a little sideways. Going to allow Seawalk by. Shark going over to see what they were cooking in the concessions there. G-Rob just hits the timing gate. I'm not... Hopefully that counted his lap there. Looks like in timing and scoring it did. Ooh, Adam with a little mistake blows off the side of the turn there. Ooh, and has a few more mistakes. Gonna get piled up. Looks like Chubbs did get back around Brock W. Thought I saw it.
Seawalk goes down again. Shark gets by him.
They come
And
through
G-Rob.
Shark. G-Rob now getting past Seawalk as well. Tucker. Sorry about that. Dog's chewing on a bone behind me. Got Transcend starting to get his name up into the hat of that top 10 battle. Great to see Transcend on a great ride, as we saw him absolutely kill it in SIRL last night, taking 4th place overall in that 450 class. Ooh, as I'm talking about him, makes a little mistake there. That's going to allow Tyrone and Bates to catch right up alongside of him. Bates going to choose to go down to the inside. Isn't able to get the drive, but is still side by side with him coming into that next turn. Transcend with a little bit of a mistake and is going to get by him there. Looks like Seawalk is able to get back around G-Rob and put the charge back forward as his eyes set now on Shark. Jumping over here, Strider Visuals in that number 6 spot as MXB Aiden starting to give him company. Looking to take that 6th spot away from him there. Still have Chubbs now in the same turn as Brock W. Chubbs must have a few cuts. Yeah, he's got about 5 seconds of cuts there. Brock W. only has 1. So that's actually going to show Brock W. in front of him now. Brock W. just a little bit of a mistake. Able to keep it on 2 wheels and keep charging forward. A little bit of a different line choice. Both riders look like they're going wide here. That is the preferred line through that section. Ooh, Brock W. with a strong drive on that Kawasaki. Gonna make the pass up the inside of Chubbs. Chubbs with a little bit of a mistake. It's gonna give Brock W. breathing room after making that pass there for that 3rd position. Chase, I thought, was gonna start closing in back on Kozak, but that last lap, Kozak running almost 3 seconds faster there than the rest of the pack. Kozak running a 1:44 still. If we can find our leaders here. There's Chase on that Cold Hearts gas. I said, looking to still mount that charge. We have about 3 laps left in the race. I don't think this moto we're going to catch as much lap traffic as we did. This Kozak is still riding real strong. He has about a 13-second lead. Has a few lappers in front of him. But with only 3 laps left, I don't think this is going to be too much of an issue. He is dialed in for this moto number 2, looking to take that overall win. As Kozak comes up and over that AB Customs tabletop there, looking to lap Leonard here. Fan favorite on that Dookie. I love seeing different colored bikes out here. It makes for such better racing and so much more entertaining. When it's all just KTMs, yeah. It looks like the KJSC.
Yeah.
The Kozak's got his hands full now with quite a few lappers in here. Are they going to start slowing him down? I have to see if this bothers his lap times at all. Does look like he was a few seconds slower that lap. Ooh, and Chase matched his lap time there. Leonard going down hard. Ford shot and Nathan getting around him there. Kozak getting that 2 laps left board.
See Kozak coming back toxic here.
He's got handy packs and toxic to deal with as they duck behind the trees. Kozak looks like he gets around 1. And let's see if he's nice to him or if he moves him out of his way. Charges up to the inside. Toxic taking that wide line. Being a nice lapper, giving him the room to get by. We see Chase cross the bottom of the screen. Only about a 12-second gap now. Only 2 laps left. Unless something crazy happens, I do believe Kozak is going to be taking this moto, as he has been on rails this moto.
And with the 2-1, he'll take the overall.
Yeah, most definitely. And just continued to pull that points lead even further. Like I said, Chase, another great ride, but unfortunately just doesn't have the pace to keep up with Kozak. As Kozak is coming back through, going to grab that white flag. Coming across that start straight just one more time. Looks like it had a little bit of a variation of lines, but really nothing too much. Looks like E-Road was able to stay relatively clean and not get too crazy. These tracks designed and built by JV. One of the best track creators I think we have in MX bikes.
Look like he's getting held up just a little bit, but it's not going to bother him a bit. He's being very patient.
And he
waiting
just
for an
lapped
opening.
Seawalk, who is in 11th place. It's Cedric down there saying, shouldn't Kozak be in a different series or something? This is our pro series. They don't get faster than these guys. Now, a lot of them, this is a 250 pro class, so some of the other big names may not be dropping down to a 250. But as we can see, Kozak, Chase, Chubbs, Brock W., Adam, all these guys, top 250 pro riders. We are watching Kozak coming into the last few turns, up and over that Dragon's back, hitting that Black Label tabletop one more time tonight. Got 2 more turns to go to wrap this thing up and take the overall. Kozak into the last turn for that AEO canvas. Kozak taking moto number 2 and our overall win in the MXL Pro class tonight. Big congratulations to that man. Just taking a look back, about 14 seconds back is going to be Chase on that Cold Hearts gas. Still waiting for him to peek around the corner. His teammate Ford shot there on the Honda.
Here he comes now.
There's the man Chase going 1-2 on the night. Great riding from Chase. He's definitely a friend of the channel, so love to see him do well. And moto number 2, ooh, that last lap was a little rough. Goes almost 30 seconds back.
Comes Chubbs now.
Here's third place.
Oh, as
and
he goes down.
Crashes. Ooh, he
Oh,
needs to get up
man.
and get moving. He does have some cuts. We'll see if this plays a factor. Chubbs comes across the line in third on that MXL KTM. Where is Adam and Brock W?
Here they come now. Still fighting
Side
to
by
the very
side.
last.
Adam, Brock W. Oh, 0.5 separating the two. Here comes MXB Aiden and Shark. Going to be 6 and 7. Strider Visuals, MXL, THV CDS coming across in that 8th position. Transcend on that Normsco FXR KTM coming across in 9th. Great ride in Moto 2. Must have some cuts because G-Rob is actually going to take 9th from him. Transcend falling back to that 10th position. And Bates looks like he is our last man on the lead lap. Goes down just before the finish line as he is going to creep up over that line in the 11th position. A great riding from these guys. Absolutely flying. Like I said, Chubbs. Great to see him up into that 3rd position on that beautiful bike there. But it is going to be our man Kozak taking the overall win on the night, going 2-1. Chase just behind him, just missing it out, going 1-2. And I believe Chubbs went 3-3, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, that's a good question.
I believe so. I think he went 3-3 on the night. I'm just kind of looking over too. Looks like they're saying that Kozak just ran that entire thing without sitting down.
That is wild.
It's absolutely crazy. I mean, there are guys in this that don't sit down at all, but that is impressive. Oh, Chase saying that he missed a timing gate, had to go back. Was that last lap there, Chase? Actually, you don't have to answer. I'll catch you in the podium. Go ahead and jump on back to the booth here as we are starting to get some results finalized. We'll go ahead and bring in some of our podiums. Looks like Rico's saying results going up now. For those that don't know Rico, the man and the host that does the most, he is the one that is able to put this entire series on. A big shout out to Rico. He's the one that coordinates all the sponsors and gets all the servers up and running, so we have a place to ride. See the Pops. Thank you, Pops. Have a great night. I know he just drove from North Carolina all the way to New York today, so he's probably exhausted.
It is a long drive.
See, he also is the president up at Hogback Hill in Palmyra, New York. So he had a board meeting to get to immediately after driving all the way up.
Whew.
I know a lot of these guys, Rico, all those guys, they are Western New York guys. You're looking for a track to go ride, yeah, Hogback Hill. Big shout out to those. That was my home track growing up. So if you're in that northeast side of the states, definitely go check out Hogback Hill Motocross. He won the popular vote. Well, unfortunately, with the Electoral College, Kozak does take the overall, but but if you guys are hanging out in the chat, or if you know those guys, make sure you guys get Kozak, Chase, and Chubbs. Jump on into the Discord, jump into the podium, and we'll drag you on in. It looks like we already have Chubbs and Chase in there, so let me go ahead and just close out of bikes here real quick. We'll go ahead and bring Chubbs on in first, start with third. Where is he at? There he is. What is going on, Chubbs? How we doing, brother? Congratulations on the third place overall. Some great consistent riding. You went 3-3, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome to see, man. Like I said, big shout out to you. Big shout out to the MXL team. Take us through how did that track kind of develop? Did the E-Road really kick in like we've seen in some of the other tracks?
Not really. If anything, it was better.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm curious if Rico changed anything, if he toned it down or not. But
I don't think he did.
That's interesting that some of these GP tracks are E-roading a little better.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I mean, like I said, 3-3 doesn't get much better than that. Were you practicing this track much beforehand?
Oh, yeah.
Just grinding it out.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome to hear, man. Well, once again, congratulations on that number 3 tonight. Anyone you'd like to thank?
MXL, and that's it. And TH Visuals.
Awesome, man. Well, once again, congratulations on that third place. Hope to see you kind of continue that momentum, and hopefully we'll see you up on the top 3 or maybe in the top of the box come the remaining of these rounds.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, brother.
See ya.
Peace. All right. Always good seeing him in there, but we're going to bring in our man, Chase. He is going to be taking second overall tonight here
Hola.
What's going on, brother? Here in Netherlands. What is going on, Chase? How we doing, man?
Good, man. Kind of boof that last lap. I decided to cross rut and throw a quick 360 and then spin around on the ground for like a half hour and then miss a timing gate. Or at least
Yeah,
I think it's a timing gate.
I was sitting there looking at timing and scoring, and I'm like, all right, well, here comes Kozak, and about 10 seconds later, we should have Chase. And we're sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. And that's like,
Yeah.
All right, now here he comes. I was like, damn, 30 seconds on the last lap?
Oh, yeah. I threw that thing upside down, brother. That was some serious steez. Too much for me to handle.
You had a lot of fans here in the chat. They were shouting you out. Coach was cheering you on. That Moto 1, you definitely were kind of the man to keep an eye on. Thought we were going to see that same momentum carry into Moto number 2, but Kozak got the better of you. Kind of the question that I just asked Chubbs there, how was the E-Road on this track? Did it really affect
It didn't
you
really
much?
feel like it was there. No, yeah, not really. It didn't feel like it was really there. There was only one rut that I kept messing up. I fell out of it like 3 times in like the big roller section.
Okay,
Like
yep.
I kept like bouncing out of it, which kind of sucked. But that was the only rut that was a problem, and then the rest of them were just like I literally never changed lines the whole time.
Yeah, no, I know that's kind of your strong point though. As things get gnarly, you start to explore new lines, and unfortunately, this track really didn't give you that opportunity. But Hey man, I will say a 1-2 for a 2 overall. That is flying.
Oh yeah. On
Like
the
I said,
gas as well. We're coming next week with a new bike. I
dude, I
really
love it.
tried to
I
get the
love it.
Fantic to work. I got a 42 in testing, but that was all I could get, dude. I felt like I was ripping. Like, I
Dude,
don't know. I really couldn't get that thing to work. I need a normal track for that.
I love that you're changing bikes. I mean, it shows just to everybody that you don't have to be on the meta, and then
Oh yeah.
like I said, you can do it on any bike. It just comes down to the actual rider, and I think that's probably more real life too. So no, it's awesome to see you
Oh yeah.
changing the bikes up and changing just a little bit of a view that we're seeing week in and week out.
Oh yeah.
Um,
If it's not a sand track next week, the Fantic 250 is coming up.
I was gonna say
I'm
where
gonna
where
park
are
that
we
thing.
heading next week? I think we're another GP round. We are heading to Portugal.
Oh hell yeah, that works. That's like a tighter track.
Yeah, so that should be a good one. Well, like you said,
Yeah.
we'll have to see that Fantic coming out. Outside of that, man, uh, once again, big congratulations on that second overall. Anybody you'd like to thank for the night?
Cold Hearts boys, as per usual. And then it was really fun today watching their screen share pull up on my other monitor when I was in no man's land for that entire race. Just full goon the whole time. Clearly supercross guys there. They were all over the place. And then one of them, I plowed one of my teammates in Moto 1. I go over the jump and I see him sideways on the track. So that was cool. So shout out to the boys. And CBS suspension, always putting it up there. People rocking it. Wrote it for DDC, did me well. And thank you to you guys for hosting as well. You guys do a better job than Ariel, to be honest.
Honestly, man, yeah, appreciate that tons. And like I said, we're just trying to get better and better. Just honestly for the viewership and everybody that hangs out with us. We do it for everyone else, not just us. Um, but once again, always love having you up here on the podium. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. And yeah, most definitely, man. Thanks.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yep. All right. Like I said, always great to hear from the man Chase. He is a barker when it comes to the MX bikes world. But with that being said, let's go ahead and bring in our overall winner, Kozak, coming in going 2-1. What is going on, brother?
Hey, yo,
How we doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Hey, man, that was a great moto number 2. Had to kind of fight for that moto number 1, making your way up into that second place. Take us through that moto number 1, kind of charging through the pack. How did this track kind of set up? Were you having to choose different lines, or were you just waiting for people to make mistakes?
No, I didn't really have to choose any other lines. I was just really like I got off to a decent start, like around I think sixth or seventh, I think. So I didn't get a terrible start, but I got into like third behind Chubbs and Chase, and I passed Chubbs, but Chase was just gone. He was bargain.
Yeah, he was definitely moving. But come moto number 2, you definitely showed where you belong, taking that overall win. Um, that moto number 2, you just checked out. Kind of
Yeah.
the question that I've asked the other guys, E-road wise, has this track been different from what we've seen in the previous rounds?
I don't think this E-road was as bad. I think the track kind of like I don't know. I didn't really have to switch any lines or anything, so it wasn't that bad. It was nice.
I was gonna say, do you prefer to have a more gnarly, deep rutted track, or do you
No,
like the
I like it
standard
like
one?
this. I mean, I don't mind the E-road, but what round was it? I think Redbud was bad.
Yeah, that one was getting rough. I even know last week at Lakewood was getting pretty gnarly as well.
Yeah.
Um, but once again, making that bike work. Kind of the topic around Chase too is he's been changing different bikes. Have you guys been experimenting with any new bikes, or are you sticking to the KTM?
Nah, I'm pretty sure I mean, I've only really tried the Husky KTM and the Cowie, and the KTM's feels the best to me, so I've just been sticking on that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Alrighty, brother. Well, like I said, another big congratulations on that 2-1 for the 1 overall. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the AO boys, Z, Brock, Shark, everyone in the PC with me, everyone that helps, like with the AO and all that. Chubbs is W Rider. He's very clean, so I appreciate him. Good stuff to Chase and just everyone. Thank you guys for hosting as well.
Yeah, of course, man. Hey, like I said, you guys give us the content. So, I mean, if you weren't showing up, probably a lot of these guys wouldn't be watching us tonight. So, big shout out to you guys for even showing up and racing the series. Outside of that, man, once again, congratulations on that #1 overall. I hope to see you next week.
Oh
Other
yeah,
than that, take it easy, man.
you guys do. Thank you.
Yep, thanks, man. Peace. All right.
All right.
With podiums wrapped up, like I said, it was kind of an interesting thought that some of these GP tracks didn't erode the same way that that some of the aerial track or the US side or AMA tracks did. So as we move forward into some of these more GP rounds, I'm curious to see if Rico changes anything up in terms of erode. Does he crank it up just a little bit, make it a little more challenging, or is he gonna keep it the way it is? Um, like I said, we this was round 5. Yeah, 10 rounds, so we still have what 5 more rounds to go through. Um, Outside of that, like I said, big shout out to the MXL crew for hosting an amazing series. Like I said, giving people the chance to win some money, winning gear kits and bike graphics and things of that nature. A lot of these series aren't doing that. So these guys absolutely killing it out there. Um, like I said, prizes and things of that nature. This pro class, $120 for first place at the end of the year. That's a decent pot for just a newer series getting into the world of bikes. Like I said, Kozak out front right now with that #1, Chubbs in second, and Shark in third. But Brock W not too far behind in fourth in points right now. Chase actually missing the first 2 rounds has moved himself up into fifth. So a lot of guys still fighting for some money in this series. Like I said, third place still $50. So hey, for playing a video game, $50 is a nice little bump there. Outside of that, like I said, big shout out to those guys. Some of the guys that make this happen too. Cloud Suspension, the THV, the visual guys over there making the graphics and gear kits for each week. Big shout out to you guys. Like I said, the MXL crew, you guys do a phenomenal job. Outside of that, big shout out to the man Matt. Thank you for hanging out with me, brother. Like I said, it's always a pleasure having you in the booth with me, and kind of giving me a little break sometimes on the thumbs, switching over to your camera.
Always, man. It's always great to be here. So anytime I'm welcome, I'll probably be sitting right here next to you, bud.
And like I said, I absolutely love having you in here, and makes it a lot easier for me to be able to talk and just kind of go through the flow of everything. And then obviously big shout out to everybody hanging out with us in the chat. Love having being able to look over and see my thread kind of just moving through, people talking about the race, talking about their favorite riders. Like I said, it gives me some more stuff to talk about. And like I said, big shout out to everybody there. If you guys aren't following, make sure you guys hit that follow button. Like I said, we stream every Saturday or every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Moving forward, we're also trying to get into some new Supercross stuff. Come a little further into the winter time, so definitely stay tuned for that. Like I said, if you guys are tired of those ads, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I said if you got a Prime subscription, you get a free sub. Make sure you shoot that over. I said all of that just helps us out that much more and continues us to keep driving forward and getting better streams for you guys. I see Chase in the chat say we're over ARL. Like I said, I appreciate that, brother. Always love having you guys in here. Other than that, man, any other words, Matt?
I think you pretty much covered it, man. It was a great night of racing, and can't wait to see these guys come back.
Yeah, most definitely. These guys, like I said, this class is an absolutely stacked class. But other than that, got only a few guys hanging out with us left. Hope to see you guys later throughout the week. Like I said, even if you're not racing, make sure you guys come hang out with us. Other than that, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I